Hi guys, Artiar here. So before you skip to the back of the video, take a look like what is this tier list for first. Okay, so first thing, this tier list is made by Bravel and the Grandmasters. The best player in Dislyte. You can see he have a lot of leaderboard achievement in PvP and PvE as well. And this tier list here is gonna be PvE tier list, and they are all R6. This is a R6 PvE tier list, and we are mainly focused on Versatile Fantasy, Infinity Tower, Temporal Tower, all those tower kind base, and then the sub consideration will be like Story Mode, Ritual Miracle, and the Elemental Tower. So all these are the sub consideration, but the main consideration we are going on is Versatile Fantasy and the clearance of Infinity Tower, because the main reward from the PvE is now mainly from the Versatile Fantasy, and Versatile Fantasy is actually the same thing as Sentinel Hunt, so they're actually the same thing. So if you can do Versatile Versatile Fantasy, then you can do Sentinel Hunt. So this is the main PvE reward income, so that's where we're gonna focus on. Okay, so now let's take a look at B tier. So B tier here, we have Lucas, we have Biotina. All these you can see mostly they are the PvP as per, like Archibald, Cecilia here, we have JJ here, Babuga here. They are mostly the PvP expert and they don't really shine in most of the PvE content. But so let's say Biotina is very good in Dark Starlord, but other than Dark Starlord, she is not doing anything else. So let's say Lucas is a very good choice for the tower to AP control, right? But there's a lot more other experts that does a better job than Lucas. So even if I have a R6 D6 Lucas, I won't probably use him either, even though Lucas is my profile picture. So yeah. So this is a B tier, I won't analyze more. So let's take a look at A tier here. So A tier here, so there most of them are still the PvP experts. Some are very good in their Calamity Tower, but other than Calamity Tower, you might not see him actually shine in certain content. So let's say JV. So JV here is very strong expert for Calamity Tower and Story Mode, but other than that, you won't really use him anymore. Like no kind of content you're gonna use him. But Jin Yu Yang, maybe I will personally I'll push Jin Yu Yang slightly higher, but Jin Yu Yang is only mainly used in Infinity Tower, like the stages that is you get silence at the start of the combat, then you're gonna need Jin Yu Yang to straight away cleanse it. But there's also replacement as well, such as Catherine. So other than that, you don't really use Jin Yu Yang in any kind of content. Then the rest of the experts here are the same. But to be honest, Iki here, maybe I'll push Iki down to actually to B tier, because Iki is like the top of the top in PvP meta, but in PvE, I don't really find a place to actually use him at all. So for my case, I'll rate him B. But since Bravel mentioned that, since Bravel mentioned that he might be better than some of the B tier here, so he rate him at A tier. Okay, then let's take a look at the S tier. Okay, so let's take a look at the S tier. So S tier here, you will slightly see most of them are mainly used in a lot of content already. Like Ashley, we're gonna use her a lot in ritual grinding. We use Ashley in story stages as well, and she is also very good in Calamity Tower, such as, right? So you run here at endgame PvE, you mostly only use him in Probator, in Versatile Fantasy, but other than that, you don't really use Yuran at all. But because Yuran is able to provide sleep, provide defense break, provide assist, so his value is actually still higher than the others here because of the assist is very unique. Then Narmer here is a bit niche, because our Narmer R6, because this tier list is a R6, right? Narmer R6 is actually able to help you in a lot of wave content, especially in trial or maybe speed running in APAP or other content as well. So Narmer R6 is actually kind of game changing as well, but other than that, you don't really use Narmer in any content. Like you won't use Narmer in tower content. I mean tower as in Infinity Tower, not the Calamity. You won't use Narmer in Versatile Fantasy. You won't use Narmer in other ritual grinding other than Apex one, right? But he is one of the best expert to clear all those wave content trials. Okay, then we also have Gabriel here. So Gabriel R6, actually I'll push Gabriel R6 to SS tier if I want, but yeah, but I think there's other aspect that's better, that's why he put it at S tier. So Gabriel here is actually able to give a lot of immunity and defend up, but there's other Esper doing something similar like her as well. So we have like Yamato and Yuhime here, which don't really shine in a lot of content, even though they are R6. Okay, then for SS tier, you will see most of them are already one of the PvE meta. So we have Phantom Sister, which is really strong in Philosophical Fantasy. We have Under Booba Girls, which also shines a lot in Philosophical Fantasy. Intisa is very good for some of the tower content because of her max HP damage, and then Ollie is one of the best Esper in Chronos, and also a lot of tower content that is pretty niche, like let's say Chronos max HP base, right? What we have is like the Withering Messenger we used in the past. It's like all those max HP base damage, you're gonna need Ollie and Intisa to actually niche the content. Then Nusi is just being Nusi, is one of the best Esper to actually help you clear your Infinity Tower. It's a cheat code because you can just CD up them and dispel and also AP down all those stuff. Nusi is totally a cheat code. Gaius here can clear way fast, so he's one of the meta. I mean, one of the best in PvE content. Clara for healing, Hilda for the sleep and control for the tower content. Elaine is very strong in PvE because of her sleep kit. For her multi-hit, you can mostly use her in Philosophical Fantasy, and you're gonna need her for Philosophical Fantasy high score. Mavis here is one of the cheat code for PvE as well because of the Graveless kit, the buff she's able to provide, the Holiday Rest for the crit damage up. So everything here, Mavis is actually a cheat code as well. I would actually push Mavis higher tier to SSS, but yeah. Then Sally here is also very nice because of the tankiness. Ahmed here is also one of the cheat code, or maybe for like height tower. If the stages you have height, then Ahmed is one of the cheat code as well. And some of the scoring based content, Ahmed can also help you out because he can keep on countering attack with his R6 and also heal your teammate and also give attack up and speed up as well. Then Lien R6 is just one of the cheat code as well. Like in the tower content, or maybe Ritual Miracle, all those stages that you can't really clear, if you put an R6, technically you can clear the content easily. Then Tang Xuan here is also one of a fast clearing Esper for when he's R6. You can use him like a lot, like Desolate Land. You can use him in wave content as well. You're gonna need him for his AoE damage. Then Ophelia is mainly used in like the Wind Tower stuff, or in Desolate Land is one of the main DPS for Wind type Esper. Because within all the Wind type Esper, if you really want to find someone who is dealing single target damage and is able to do multi-hit and also high damage, other than Mateo, you can't really find another Wind Esper that deals that high damage. So Ophelia is still one of the best DPS for Wind type. Senia here is also one of the cheat code. She can clear AP 100%. She can provide stun. So one of the cheat code for actually the Infinity Tower, you can keep controlling them, applying the stun for 2 turns. If you combo her with Tricky, you can even apply up to 3 turns stun or even more. You can just keep on extend. So it's one of the best. So Zora here, maybe you're surprised, like, isn't Zora is useless? Yes, Zora is useless, but when she is R6, every time your teammate use an ability, she have actually a 15% chance to do S1 assist AoE damage. So she is very strong when she is R6, especially in Desolate Land or the previous Chimera Season 0. You can use Zora to keep on perform assist attack to attack the enemy. So let's say you do S1 damage or S2 damage, then if you hit the Zora 15% chance, she's able to follow up with a S1, and this is a very good DPS bonus. She's one of my favorite when at the previous Chimera Anomaly Season 0, because you're gonna need Zora to deal AoE damage and also very consistent damage as well. Then Ethan here R6, Ethan can be used in Ritual Miracle speedrun. You're gonna need Ethan to apply bonus crit rate and crit damage as well. So Ethan is mainly used in a lot of content because of the buff he's able to provide for your team. The crit rate and crit damage and the speed is very juicy. Then Abigail R6 is mainly used, I think, is in tower content as well. She's because tower content usually you manual, and then you're gonna need Abigail to apply the shield, apply the absorb, attack up buff, and revive as well. So she's one of the good choice for PvE content R6 as well. Then up to SSS here, we're gonna see Raven. Raven is one of your best speed clip not speed cliff, fast clear turn-based content like Ritual Miracle, you're gonna need Raven. Event Trial, you're gonna need Raven. In tower content, if you want to speed clear Temporal Tower, you want to speed clear Infinity Tower, you're gonna need Raven as well. You will see Raven in every PvE content that you want to clear it fast. Raven is your best choice. Then Leora as well. Leora is one of the best for all those speed clear content, like if you want to clear Chronos fast, you want to clear Apex fast, you want to clear Fafnir fast, you're gonna need Leoras. And then tower content, you want to clear fast, is Leora. You want your Calamity Tower to clear fast, you're gonna need Leora. You want your wave content trial, you're gonna need Leora. So Leora and Raven is one of the best for speed clearing content, and in PvE you're gonna need two of them is mainly used in PvE by a lot. Then Anna here is basically a cheat code as well, especially if you're a new player, but this is R6, so R6 here you can even use her in Dark Starlord. So maybe you have no idea yet, if you see my Dark Starlord team in the leaderboard, you actually see I'm using Anna as well. So Anna here is very strong in Dark Starlord, and then if you can't clear Infinity Tower, you can also bring Anna in. Anna can just help you clear the Infinity Tower very easily, and Temporal Tower as well. So and also like the current wave content, the wave trial one, Anna can be your final turn Esper to actually help you hit EX++ very easily. So Anna is one of the best in SSS. And then TA here is one of the main speed leader you're gonna use in PvE content, like in Cube Miracle, in Sonica, in Infinity Tower, Temporal Tower. You most likely you're gonna need TA to be in your team to actually swap AP, change AP down, AP push, everything is gonna be TA. Like even Tolan is a better speed leader, like they are both 25%, right? They are also speed leader, but TA is better in PvE. PvP Tolan is better, but TA PvE is better, and especially TA R6 here is gonna have a 30% AP push for everyone without any condition. The moment you cast S3, you don't have to absorb the enemy's AP, you instantly push everyone's AP 30%, so it's very strong. Then meta wise, I believe most of you guys have been seeing them in most of the PvE content, especially in Falsetto Fantasy. R6 Embla, we already know how strong Embla is. Embla is dominating in every kind of score-based PvE content, and also Infinity Tower. Like Infinity Tower, you wanna nuke them, you can need Embla. You want to put disease on them, Embla. You want to deal high score in Falsetto Fantasy, Embla. Embla is the key of every high score. The Embla will straight away change what your high score is gonna gain. Especially now, currently we have the Embla sub banner here. So if you really like Embla DPS and you really like to play PvE more, consider getting Embla R6 or maybe R2. It's very worth it. Then Yunchuan here, as we already know, is one of the best PvE Esper because of his passive pursuit. The doggy just keep on biting, keep following up all the attacks. He can apply miss rate, everything, and especially in R6, he can block all the income damage by 30% chance to actually block the damage, so his survivability will increase by a lot, so you can just full build him DPS. Like in Falsetto Fantasy, without R6 and R6, there's a big difference is maybe your Yunchuan will die a lot easier when you're not R6, but when you're R6, your Yunchuan most likely won't die because when enemy have the third eye seal buff, your Yunchuan have a 30% chance to block the damage, and block the damage means the damage becomes 0. So your Yunchuan survivability will be increased by very high. Then for Liam here, R6 is totally a cheat code for the Sonica, because in Sonica boss, if you don't have Liam with high result, most likely you're gonna use Yushu, but the moment you hit Liam R6, he will straight away boost your Sonica scores to so high, you can get top 100 in, or maybe top 10 or maybe top 20 in Falsetto Fantasy easily, because Sonica is where the easiest boss to get score within the 3 bosses in Falsetto Fantasy. You can get the point very easily with R6 Liam, and not just that, you can use Liam in other Falsetto Fantasy bosses as well, like you pair with Embla, and then you can buff Embla. When you assist, Embla can help you assist as well. There's a lot of usage for Liam, and in Infinity Tower you want to use Liam is also doable. Then for Feng Shun, I would even make him a meta Esper. He is one of the best Esper you can have in PvE. You can have 3 kind of buff, you can AP push, you can do multi-hit, and every Esper's S1 will do bonus damage as well. And not to mention, he is also very strong combo with Embla. He can do S1 and then Embla do S1 and then Feng Shun follow up with a S1 to straight away proc all the seed damage. So Feng Shun here is a very strong Esper and totally worth the R6. Then Una's here. Okay, Una's here is the moment you hit Una's R6 will be game changing. I know Una's R0 is useless. R2 is okay to have because there's an attack up, but the moment you hit R6, it's a total different story because his R6 effect is every time he crits, he's gonna push his team AP by 5%, and then his S1 deals 3 hit, which means every 3 hit, if all your 3 hits critical, means he's gonna AP push 15% for your whole team every time he casts S1. So he's gonna be the AP pusher god when he's R6 because S3 30% push, then S1 15% push, and then he's so fast he will keep casting S1 so often, and then your team is just gonna keep getting AP push. So he's one of the best AP pusher. Not one of the best AP pusher the moment he reach R6. He can be used in Falsetto Fantasy, he can be used in Desolate Land as well. He's very strong. Tavern R6 is another cheat code to actually get high score in Falsetto Fantasy and Desolate Land, because every 3 hit or 3 action your team gets, then Tavern will do a free pursuit attack of S1 to the boss or the one who got the target trigger. Like in Falsetto Fantasy boss, you hit the boss 3 times and then Tavern will do a S1 damage pursuit attack. So it's so consistent, you don't even need Tavern to have relief set if you are R6. Then Brewster R6 is another cheat code as well, especially for speed clearing content, because the R6 here is able to do splash damage and Brewster's damage is ridiculously high. He can be used in Calamity Tower, he can be used in Infinity Tower, Temporal Tower speedrun, all kind of Ritual Miracle speedrun. He can be used in Falsetto Fantasy as well. All kind of content, PvE content, you will see Brewster there. Then for Haley is one of the best pair with Embla, Yunchuan, Lian, Feng Shun combo. Like 5 of them is like the best meta team combo together. But Haley is actually not necessary to be R6, just that Haley R6 or R0, she is still the meta Esper for PvE content. Champion, we don't have to talk about her too much because Champion is the best PvE shimmer Esper you can get. The buff she's able to provide, no one is able to compete with her. She's the best PvE Esper, and if you really like PvE content, you can get her. And especially her R6 will give more soldier stack, means she's gonna provide your Esper to go into Chariot even faster. Then for Matteo is the best PvE DPS. He have a speed leader and R6 there, give more stats and also a standoff buff. So the standoff buff means your Matteo can just build glass cannon. You don't have to worry him to die, because as long as you have a teammate in your team, Matteo will have a standoff. With the standoff, then Matteo will not able to die. So it's like kind of like the Yunchuan case. Yunchuan will have a chance to block, but Matteo is he'll always have a standoff, so you won't worry to die. Then Suje is another cheat code. If you have Suje already, and if you actually tried Suje already, you'll notice that she is so good. Her damage output is so good. She can provide passively damage to your team, especially if you play the wave trial content this time with the Suje. You will see a total different game changing, because every time your team casts AoE damage or as long as the damage, you're gonna see Suje true damage applied to their AoE damage is also very juicy. Not to mention it is R6, she's not easy to die, she's able to apply AoE puppet art as well. She's gonna help you in Falsetto Fantasy, she's gonna help you in Infinity Tower, all your Ritual Miracle speed run as well, and a lot more future content. She have a very strong future proof as well. So yeah, that's all for the PvE part. And keep note, this is a R6 Esper, R6 Tierlist Esper, and main consideration is around the score-based content like Trial Wave content, Desolate Land. All these are considered as score-based content. So if you are still wondering like who should you R6 if you are a PvE enjoyer, you can feel free to take a look at this table, right? So maybe some of the Esper is very good in certain condition, but if you want to see overall PvE content in the game, and if you're considering for future, more like a future site, because you want to know who to R6 first, is totally worth it. This is your tier list. This is the tier list, you should check it out. This tier list is made by Bravel, and you totally worth to actually know who have the value in the future if you really R6 them. Who knows, they might actually buff them or change them in the future, but for now, this is the best R6 as per tier list you can get. Alright, so hope you guys enjoy the video. You can comment down anything you have any question about this tier list. I'll try my best to actually explain it to you, and hope you guys enjoy the video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Special thanks for all the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Jan MP, thanks for the support. And for the supporter or Patreon of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Acne, Gemini, Code Wardeners, Molcult Regilant, Ziggy, Wang Tamer, Karma Rookie, and Sunwaltz. Thank you so much for the support. And special thanks to Louis Schneider and Acne for the 2-month stretch of the support. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.